You mentioned about Cristian being a World Cup winner. Obviously, in that final, he played against Kolo Muani, so two players in that final. First of all, has there been any sort of, a little bit of word, banter between the two of them over that match since the sides played together?
I don't know, if completely honest, probably, but yeah, I don't know, actually.
Obviously, that game was probably, there was one particular moment where Kolo Muani goes through, has a shot, it's saved by Martinez, what a lot of people remember him for. And then afterwards, he went back to Frankfurt and had this unbelievable goal-scoring spell, sort of bouncing back from that difficult moment, getting moved to PSG. He's had a sort of difficult couple of years at PSG, obviously on loan, he's on loan here. What kind of character are you getting in Muani, and what kind of mentality, I suppose?
Everything, the references, of course, we took before we signed him, and everything I've seen so far is very promising, very good. I would like to say a little bit more when I know him a little bit more in depth, because I think that's the most fair reflection. Because obviously I've been with him for 2 weeks, something like that, even less maybe. But promising, positive, yeah.
And you seem to be a manager who's very keen on the details and the set pieces. There was a throw-in that Lucas had, I think it's for West Ham, where it was a foul throw. Doesn't happen that often, I suppose. But just wonder, things like foul throws, do they bother you more than your average manager?
Oh, good question. I think I'll definitely be irritated about it, but that should be very simple to avoid that. Yeah, so the answer is yes.
And just finally, this has been, you talked about the start so far, the structure being the biggest strength at the moment as you're starting to build or start to play and players getting used to the attacking style you want to play. There's a lot of talk over the years about the Tottenham way, the way Spurs like to play. What is ideally the Tottenham way to you?
But I think I said that one of my first times. I think it's extremely important that we are brave and we are offensive and we play forward. I think that's crucial. Over the years, all the teams have been part of, we scored a lot of goals, and I'm convinced we will continue that way, because that's the way Tottenham should play and will play. But I think playing offensive and brave and forward is extremely important. But if you want to achieve something big and consistently over the years, you also need to be pretty good at defending. I haven't seen one team achieve something fantastic without being good at defending. You can just see the Europa League final. I think Tottenham did fantastic in that game, defended very well for a long time of the game. So the best teams in the world are very good in almost all phases.
Matt?
Hey.
You've already spoken building on that about how important fixing that defensive structure has been for you. I wonder, is it sort of natural that adding, getting the team to attack as effectively as you want, is it natural that that's maybe a longer process, and what are I guess maybe the different challenges for that? Is it more difficult?
Yeah, I think the most difficult thing in football is to try to score a goal. It's a low scoring game compared to a lot of other sports or other games. So the answer is definitely yes. But also to get that free floating type of play, that's that relationship between people. Try to put structures in, and unfortunately sometimes the opponent wants to interrupt it or disrupt it. So the offensive is definitely more difficult, but absolutely not impossible. And I also think that I've seen very promising positive signs of the offensive part of the game as well. I think that the second half against Burnley was extremely good. How much we created. I like the way we went about against West Ham. Took a little bit of time to get into the game to create. So, yeah.
Is there a danger sometimes with the defensive record and the team maybe being more confident in that regard now, that almost when they have a lead, they subconsciously drop off maybe and back themselves rather than pushing for a second goal? It felt like against Villarreal sometimes, like fans sort of maybe wanting them to push and commit forward, but they sort of now they back themselves to just go back.
Yeah, but I think we never really backed in and only defended. I think that was maybe the last 4 minutes. There was throughout second half, there was a long spell where we also went high in the pressure, or we will always go high in the pressure no matter the score, no matter the minute of the game. And the mindset is always to go for the 2-0 goal. That's always been my big mindset myself, to have that no matter the score, next goal always be the case.
And Tottenham in the last couple of seasons have conceded a lot of goals against Brighton, haven't had a great record. When you prepare for this match, do you go back and watch those games, or does that still have no relevance to you?
I've watched none of them. I watched Brighton's first 4 games this season, and then a few bits, some specific games from last season, because it was a little bit linked to how I want to do it.
I'll finish with George, please.
I had to understand. A bit about Humpback, you mentioned when it comes to sort of juggling the 3 games in a week, that sometimes the third game is more trickier than the second game. This Brighton game being the third game, why do you think that is the case? Why is that the case, that third game?
I think the first one is always it's the first, and then say the second one against Villarreal. You know, it's easy-ish to get going again, and then the body needs to go again. That the third time, if there is, let's say, if it goes like this, you play Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, you know, then there's basically no break. But if it's like 3 games and then a free week and 3 games, then it's definitely always the third game that is the trickier one, but not impossible. It's just a physical, but mainly mental side of the game. I think the best teams, the best players, they can consistently going. And this stage of the season should be no problem. We're in September. If we have a challenge now, it'll be very, very tricky in December and January, February, March, 4 months. So we will be ready.
And I guess somebody probably hoping to come in this weekend, Brennan Johnson, the 3 starts have been on the left. Last season played a lot on the right. Do you kind of see his best position on the left? And also, is he kind of a player, not as a central striker on his own, but could he play off Richie or Dom, do you think?
Who, Brennan? Yeah, I think Brennan, is a very good player. I think he can play both sides, and I agree. I think he played mostly to the right, but I definitely think he can play to the left. He played to the left 2 games, scored 2 goals. So that's a decent output. He's a very important player for us. He, come on and help the team the last couple of games. So yeah, very, very happy with him.
What is it that you like about him on the left?
With him on the left? No, I think it's also, you can say, Mo's come in and a little bit, doing very well on the right and with his left foot and coming inside, or can produce crosses that on the in-swing crosses as well. But I like Brennan. What I like about him is that's both right and left, is that he's very good to arrive in the box. He's very good to run in behind. And I think that's his key strength. So that's the main, not the main reason, there's a lot of other bits where, let's say, Wilson or Xavi a little bit more tricky, but I'm not as consistent to arrive in the box, which actually is relatively important if you want to score a goal, and we would like to score a goal.
And with Yves Bissouma, also used to play at Brighton one day this weekend. Has he kind of reacted to everything that's gone on, I guess, the last few weeks? Obviously, got that injury, left out of the Champions League, didn't get the move away. What's his kind of mindset been like, and what have you seen from him over the last few weeks?
I think he's, been... To be fair, he's just started to run a little bit outside, so he's not part of the group. But everything I've seen when I say hello to him and every day, or the players, yeah, seems good. Yeah, focused.
Kind of, what do you mean, like before the October international break, potentially back in contention?
That I actually don't know. I'm going to say the players that are available now is the players that are available. Of course, I know, but that's a little bit further down the line, for example.
Yeah, but I guess just with him, from what you've seen so far, happy to welcome him back into the role.
There's no hard feelings at all. Not before, not now. No, he's trained well, and then everyone have an opportunity.
Thank you.
Same guys. Thank you.
Thomas, what annoying questions was Andreas asking you?
Now he just